Hello. Hi, actors. Hello, dreamers. Just getting everything going. Hello. Okay, I see that I am live. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me just kind of pull up my notes for today's live lesson. So for this whole month of January, we are talking commercials. And I just love the timing of this. I have a student who is in lesson 9, and lesson 9 is where we begin the self-taping process, where we pull up some previous material that we worked on from lesson 2, 4, and 5, and we begin our mastering our self-taping skills, because she is going to be wanting feedback, because she will be receiving a private session with one of our self-taping coaches. He's an incredible LA actor, and all students get a one-on-one session with a self-taping coach. And what he'll do is, look at all of her self-tapes, critique her, give her tips, suggestions, a bunch of incredible stuff, how to market herself. It's really amazing. And I was just giving her some notes on commercials, and I just love how this is just so timely. I love how that always works out. So, okay, actors, as promised, let's kind of give a quick little summary of what we are working on. Last week I shared with you 5 tips on just how to really nail our next commercial audition. And so for today, we're going to talk about the different types of commercials, right? A commercial is a commercial, right? They're all the same, right? That's what you think, but they're actually not. They're all very different. Advertisers use different strategies and techniques to sell their products based on the objective they are wishing to achieve. Sometimes a company's goal is to help consumers understand really how to use their problem and how to use their product, and how their product is the solution. One goal of a company may be how their product improves the customers' lives. And so it's really beneficial for commercial actors to understand the distinctions between the auditions for these commercials. Understanding what type of commercial you are auditioning really helps you actors plot a winning strategy on how to book the role, how to stand out, and also how to own your brand. That's one thing with my actors. We work a lot on branding, and I want all of them to be so confident and to own their brand and to know what is their essence and what they're carrying. And so, feeling prepared and qualified, I believe, really helps our confidence soar. And so when we are, seeking auditions, that's really the job of the actors. Commercials, we want to have commercials come our way. And so this is just another layer for us to be prepared, to feel qualified, and for us to confidently audition for our next commercial. So I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 main types of commercials and just how to nail them, and how to begin navigating that commercial when you receive the next audition for one. So let's dive in. All right. So here are the 3 main types of commercials that you might audition for, actors. Number 1, spokesperson. Okay, spokesperson. Now, a spokesperson's spot is really, it's just as the title suggests. A brand will choose an actor, or usually you see a spokesperson be a celebrity, or really just, it's like a character. Like you think of Flo from Progressive, right? Actors, or the Mayhem guy from Allstate, or just other like spokespersons for the brand. The brand is going to choose an actor, and sometimes it is a celebrity already, but they're going to choose an actor to be their spokesperson for that spot. And possibly for future spots. In this type of commercial, the goal is being relatable, relatability. Okay, actors, think if you see an audition and you are so clear that this is a spokesperson spot, the goal is to be relatable, relatability. The advertiser usually seeks an actor with a friendly, trustworthy face, one that its target audience can really relate to, they can identify with, and be influenced by. Think of some of the characters you've seen on TV, right? Like Jake from the State Farm commercials, right? Like I said, Flo from the Progressive insurance spots, or the "Can you hear me now" guy from the Verizon wireless commercials. These could all be classified as spokesperson's spot. So the key thing here is to be relatable. Okay, the company and the brand, they want to make sure the audience can relate to, identify with you, and be influenced by you. I also included testimonials. They're also sometimes used as a form of a spokesperson spot. In a testimonial, an advertiser will use an actor, or in some cases, it's a real person who will testify that they've used the company's product, right? That they've seen dramatic improvement in their quality of life. Testimonies are really one of the most effective ways to advertise, even when the person is giving the testimony is a paid actor reading from a script, as long as the testimony is believed to be authentic. So testimonials are another form of a spokesperson spot actors, and really the goal is to be authentic. So number 2, the second most popular type of commercial is problem solution. Problem / solution is how I've written it out. So in a problem solution spot, the advertiser's goal is to really demonstrate how their product can solve a specific problem better than any of their competitors. Okay, so the advertiser will introduce a specific problem in the commercial that many people in its target audience can recognize as a problem they would be experiencing in their own life. And then the advertiser demonstrates to the audience exactly how their product can solve this problem effectively. So an example of what a commercial would be like for this problem solution spot is, let's think of like a paper towel commercial, okay? So maybe you would see an actress attempt to wipe up a spill. Maybe it's a spill made by her newborn baby, okay? She's wiping and she's wiping the spill using this inferior brand, right? A competitive brand, but yet the spill is just not getting absorbed. But when she used, say, the brawny paper towels, whatever that company is, the spill is quickly absorbed and her problem is solved. So problem solution spot. That's a really popular one, very common. Okay, and our third type of commercial actors is called slice of life. In a slice of life commercial, the advertiser's goal is to tell a believable story while demonstrating how their product can make a real difference in people's real life. So in a slice of life commercials, actors, they don't often have speaking roles. Instead, it's a voiceover role. Instead you hear a narrator speak while the actors will go about their make-believe lives in the commercial, which are really improved thanks to their use of the advertiser's product or services. So pharmaceutical companies and automobile companies, they use this type of spot to great effect. You'll see a lot of slice of life commercials for them. You know, a narrator would introduce a new line of Ford trucks, for example, while a relatable actor uses the vehicle in real life situations, such as, you know, hauling wood or driving off road. You may see even a similar with like a Suburban or like a new van, and you would see the mom easily being able to pick up her children, carpool, have groceries, something like that. So not a lot. So that actor really doesn't have any speaking roles. It's just really a voiceover spot. Okay, so why is this important? You know, me as a coach, I love informing my actors everything I know, but also I love to tell them why you need to know this. It's one thing to just shove a bunch of information at you. It's great. It's always nice to be informed, but it's like, okay, why do I need to know this? Why is this important to me? Well, actors, understanding the types of commercial that you are auditioning for and understanding, you know, really what the advertiser hopes to achieve can help give you a better understanding of how to approach your audition. This is a business, actors, okay? This commercial audition, that's part of the business. So understanding the type of commercial you're auditioning for, what the advertiser's goal is, will help you know how to approach this audition. You know, you might, for instance, make an extra effort to be well-groomed, likable, and appear very relatable if you're auditioning for a spokesperson spot. Or you might plan to be like super enthusiastic about a brand's ability to solve your problem, right? When auditioning for a problem solution spot. So understanding these distinctions will help you, actors, begin to strategize what to really emphasize, what to wear, what to say, and how to say it. Okay, so let me look at my notes. I think that's really all I wanted to say. I just feel like the more you know, there's just power in knowing, right? There's power in the knowing. Working with my actors, you know, they had the opportunity to work commercials in the school, and you know, we are working tools for the commercials. But even just adding this extra layer of knowledge, like, okay, wow. So not only are they learning how to connect to, you know, who they are in this commercial, knowing how to navigate through this script, but now it's that extra layer of like, okay, now I need to ask myself what type of commercial this is, because the tools that my actors use to work the commercial in the program, you know, Reflect the Dream School of Acting, you know, these are tools I teach they can use for any type of material, whether it's script, film, stage, voiceover, whatever it may be. And we just work commercials for this particular lesson. But it's just always that extra layer. And I just love that, because for me, each audition has its own unique nuance, right? A film, sometimes you need to look at the director and, you know, what were the previous tones of their past productions and things that they've directed. What would be their goal? How would they want to see me? It's like that. So it's that extra little layer, actors, that little sprinkle. You know, we've done the work. We've discovered who we are, what we're after, how we're going to tackle this commercial, but just that extra little layer, like, okay, now, is this a spokesperson spot, right? Because that will help me with my who am I. I need to be someone who's relatable, someone who's friendly, someone who's well-groomed, because this is possibly going to be the spokesperson for this brand. And my goal should be, I want to be used for future spots. I want to be the next Flow. And that's obviously the advertiser's goal. They want you to be the face of the brand. It makes it a lot easier. I mean, Flow, it's like, so easy. They don't have to audition her. She is the face of Progressive. How wonderful is that? And then with the problem solution, just recognizing that this is a problem solution. What is the problem and what's the solution? I have an actor, I think she's watching. Hi, Dira. She's working a 7-Eleven commercial. And that is, I'm sure after watching this, she's like, oh, this is a problem solution. I have a problem and this commercial sells the solution. And then the last one, the slice of life. And that actors it's more just, facial expressions. It's just understanding what this commercial is about, how you're supposed to appear very relatable, and that your life has significantly improved due to whatever the product, whatever the service, whatever it is that this commercial is selling. So, you just either just very happy, the pharmaceutical ones, right? They're the slice of life. They, in the beginning, they're upset stomach, they're hurting, they're in pain. And then by the end of it, right, they're just full of smiles. Life is great. They almost appear younger. Life is just so good. And it's all due to whatever the product or service is. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope if you didn't watch the live one from last week, I know it's in here in the tab under media, and I share with you the 5 tips on just how to nail your next audition. Well, next commercial audition. So next week I'll continue the theme and talk more about commercials. Share with me your thoughts, your ideas. Maybe if you know another main type of audition or a commercial. These are the 3 main that I know: spokesperson, problem solution, slice of life, and maybe you know another one. And as you guys, if you've been here for a minute, I love to learn. So share with me, okay? All right, actors. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this live lesson, and I will see you all next week. Bye, actors. Keep on dreaming, okay? And keep on reflecting those dreams. As one of my wonderful students would say, believing is the key. And I love it because she is absolutely right. Believing is the key. That'll just open up all the doors. Honestly, it's like any door. Believing is the key. Okay, actors, happy Tuesday. See you next week.